Starting with next week's edition, I believe that I'll have some other players involved in this triple threat series, but at least for the time being, it's solo, it's the Schleg Daddy, as the Schleg Daddy seems to love it so much. It's Sunday. That means it's time for a triple threat video where I talk about a series of 3 topics, try and spend 3 minutes or less talking about them, ranting about them, raving about them, or pumping them up and praising the hell out of them. And this week, it's kind of a mixed bag. You've got some outright pent-up frustration that I need to get out about something that is unbelievable to me. I've got some praise for a champion being booked the right way, and then I've got some kind of anti-corporate rant saved up for the end. So let's get started. Truly understand the whole concept of all good things must come to an end and nothing lasts forever. Understand that, and I get that. But what I don't get is when you're in a predetermined, scripted entertainment genre like the WWE is with professional wrestling or sports entertainment, you control when that good thing comes to an end. You determine when forever stops and when you move on to the next chapter. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the fact that on this week's Raw, they decided this was the perfect time, the perfect moment to end Bo Dallas's winning streak in one-on-one singles matches. This is just a whole ridiculous thing that the WWE always seems to do. They sit there and have somebody develop a certain type of character in the developmental. Then they bring them up. They kind of half-ass push them, but they really don't. And then just as that character starts to get a foothold, starts to gain some traction, then bam, what did you know? Just like always, the WWE tries to yank the rug out from fucking under them. What was the whole purpose of ending Bo Dallas's streak right here? What was the whole purpose of doing it in the way you freaking did it? At least if you're going to do this, build up some type of feud or some type of story between individuals and have it, let's say, actually happen at a pay-per-view. But no, you determined that you were just going to sit there and randomly do it in the middle of a freaking Raw. And to all of people in the world, you did it to freaking R-Truth. Why? What does a Bo Dallas gain by losing to an R-Truth here? What does an R-Truth gain from beating a Bo Dallas here? This was just ridiculous and stupid on so many different levels. Bo Dallas's identity was him winning. What was getting him over was him winning. And he is starting to really get over. He's become a nice, entertaining, fresh type of parody character that's really kind of cheekish and annoying and stupid and awesome all at the same time. So why would you sit there and take away from him the thing that got him over the most? When you had no reason to do it. You had no purpose for doing it. It's not like there's some grand vision here. It's not like there's some big long-term direction for the Bo Dallas character. You know damn good and well they just wrote Raw and they're like, yep, here's the time. And again, they failed to understand that their audience, and in particular the audience that is actually buying their god-blessed WWE network right now, likes what they saw in a Bo Dallas. And they didn't want this streak to end. And this is just another example of the WWE being out of touch with their audience, in particular the audience that they're kissing the asses of, hoping that they continue to subscribe to their stupid fucking WWE network. I can't believe that anybody in that goddamn company thought that this was a good decision. This was unbelievably ding-dong dumb dick to the nth power. Some of you may know, but some of you may not. There was a period of time between May and June where I stopped watching TNA entirely. I threw in the towel. I said, this is terrible. I can't take it anymore. But then after Slammiversary, they put the world title on Bobby Lashley. And I'm like, you know, all the shit that I give the WWE for the prejudicial, discriminatory, and flat-out racist treatment of non-white and especially black wrestlers, here's TNA giving a black man the world title and not doing it because he's a black man, but they're giving it to him, in my opinion, in spite of the fact that he is a black guy. I'm like, you know, what type of asshole would I be if I didn't at least give this company another chance? And I'm glad I did give it another chance because I've been pleased with TNA's direction. I think they're getting a little bit better from a creative standpoint, and their product is coming across to me in a much more entertaining way. And Bobby Lashley in particular has been a tremendous, in my opinion, world heavyweight champion for TNA. Here is a legit badass who feels like a special attraction. TNA is promoting him as kind of a big deal. They are featuring him as a big deal, presenting him as a big deal. You know, when you see the world champion, it's not like he's just another guy. This guy's different. This guy's special. This guy is the world champion, and we should feel like it's special when we do see him. And to me, that's how it's working with Bobby Lashley. One of the knocks against him is that he's not a great talker, and that's why the WWE would never go all the way with him. Well, newsflash for the WWE, not everybody needs to freaking talk to become a star. In fact, in today's wrestling business, with the tendency to yappity by everybody, I think, if anything, the easier way for a guy to stand out is to never talk at all. Or if he does, make it short, make it sweet, to the point, and then move the fuck on. And that's what I really appreciate with Bobby Lashley. He doesn't talk much. He just sits there and he looks like a badass. He looks like the Destroyer Lashley. He looks like fucking Mr. Battletoad. And what is even more impressive to me, and I appreciate TNA for doing this, is that he wins the title clean. And then his title defenses, he wins clean. He retains clean. He's not sitting there and shucking and jiving and dancing and rapping. He's not sitting there having to use cowardly chicken shit heel tactics. He's winning matches like the badass that he is, like a badass like him is supposed to do. He's beating Eric Young clean. He's beating Jeff Hardy clean. And he had another good match this past Thursday at Destination X against Austin Aries and beat him clean. I hope TNA sticks with Bobby Lashley as world champion for a while. And when I say for a while, potentially, I mean past Bound for Glory. Because at this point in time, I think he's one of the best things they've got going for him. And he's a different type of champion in many different ways compared to anything else we get in professional wrestling right now. And I know from my standpoint, he's what brought me back to watching TNA again. And I've been pleased with the results, and I've been such a fan of what they've been doing with Lashley. It's been really well done by TNA, and I appreciate it very much as a wrestling fan. I know a lot of people have been brainwashed and programmed to believe that corporations are people too, and that big corporations are good for this country and good for the world in general. And which, of course, I always kind of take the common sense approach. At least I view it as kind of common sense approach that's bullshit. That corporations, especially big corporations that are allowed to run amok, tend to be about cronyism, and a lot of the things that they do border on being criminal. Literally and sometimes figuratively. And of course, the WWE to me fits into this mold perfectly. This week, you get the announcement that the WWE is cutting 7% of their workforce. Now, why would they be cutting 7% of their workforce? It's because of some of the dumb dick decisions made at the top, some of the terrible ideas, the terrible concepts, and the incredibly ridiculously poor execution in several key business aspects of the WWE, all overseen, perpetuated, and executed by the people at the very top, that the WWE finds itself in a less than favorable financial position for 2014 and potentially beyond. So, of course, just like with any other corporation, instead of the people at the top that actually control what's going on, instead of the people at the top that have sat there and put the fucking company in the damn position that it's in to begin with, the guy at the bottom, the guy in the middle is always going to be the one that gets the shaft at the end. And of course, this is completely ridiculous. You're going to cut all these lower level workers, some in the middle level, and then that's pretty much it. Always protecting those guys at the top. By God, that's going to please the stockholders. They're saying, hey, they're cutting expenses. And that's part of the criminal element to me of Wall Street. They want you to cut workers. They want you to reduce your labor costs. It'll send the stock price up. How fucking ridiculous is this? And how ridiculous is it that the WWE, with the people like Vince McMahon and Stephanie and Triple H and Kevin Dunn and George Barrios and all these different people that have been involved with all the decision making and a lot of bad decision making and a lot of terrible execution by the WWE in critical key areas of their financial business in 2014, that all of these people are intact, all of these people are still employed. All these people are still getting paid their same salary. And all the while, the guy at the bottom, maybe some of the guys at the middle, got their nuts chopped out from under them. They lost their damn job because these fools up here fuck things up for everybody else. You know, if the WWE really wanted to sit there and hold their people accountable, if the WWE actually wanted to point the finger at the people that actually put the company in the position that it was in, how about you sit there and say, if you're a top executive in this company, if you're somebody that was actually a part of the decision-making when it came to the WWE network, and you were part of the terrible execution and getting the new television deal and what have you, and you helped put this company in the position that it's in, you either take a salary for the next year of 1 penny, sell some of your stock in order to help make up the losses for us as a company, or you can hit the high fucking road and no severance package or golden parachute waits for you. But of course, the WWE didn't do that because the WWE ultimately, just like so many other corporations in America, is about cronyism and flat out to me about criminal things, sometimes both literally and figuratively. And this is the type of criminal type crony behavior that the WWE exhibits that absolutely makes me sick to my fucking stomach. Instead of firing people that had no part of the WWE network or failing to get the lucrative television deal that you lied to all your stockholders saying you were surely easily going to get. Maybe the people at the top that perpetuated this stock fraud, maybe the people at the top that made these ding-dong, dumb dick decisions should be the one that are actually held accountable, actually fired, and maybe, just maybe, thrown in jail too. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with the WWE ending Bo Dallas's streak randomly on Raw? And if so, why? And if you're like me and if you don't agree with it, then tell me why too. Let me know what you think about Bobby Lashley as the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And let me know what you think about the WWE and their 7% cuts that surely leave pretty much everybody at the top completely and totally unscathed. Let me know all of that. I'll be back again Sunday for another installment of this Triple Threat video series, hopefully with some YWC friends. Make sure you check out the SummerSlam review series going on this channel right now. And stay tuned all weekend and all week long for more great content here from the Schleg Daddy at OTRS Central.